Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I've never had in my life. I'm 59 years old now, and I have never in my life had roasted chestnuts. Now, I've roasted pecans a good number of times, and they were some good eating. And I love nuts. Unfortunately, I don't have any teeth, so what I actually have to do is I use a coffee grinder, and I grind my nuts up like that, so they're kind of pre-chewed. And then I eat them, and it doesn't matter what kind of nut it is, anything from Brazil nut to cashews to almonds. I love almonds, especially smokehouse almonds. Oh, baby. Anyway, I just watched Frank's opening one up the day before on Christmas Eve, which it was a tradition in my family when I was little. And I have a favorite story about that. Of course, you know Zen does. I always have a story. I'm a guy, in case you didn't know, and some of you I think don't, but I'm a guy that is a jack of all trades and a master of none. I do stuff until I have a good grasp of how it works, and then I get bored with it, and I move on to something else. As a result, I've got a couple $1,000s worth of, stunt kite equipment, and I've had kayaks and stuff. I've sold those off, unfortunately. I miss that. But anyway, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. So, I have stories about a lot of stuff because I've experienced a lot of stuff in my short period of time on this earth. And some say that I'm a very good storyteller and teacher because I'm detailed. And others just say I'm a big old blowhard. And, I have to agree with both of them. I think I tell a story well. I can spin a tale. But I also know that I talk way too much. And I can't help it. It's just who I am. At any rate, opening a gift the night before Christmas. I'm little. I'm maybe 10 years old. And we didn't do a lot of I want this for Christmas kind of stuff when I was little. We depended on our parents to know the things that we would like to have. And important to note, not the things that we need, but the things that we'd like to have that were luxuries and we couldn't afford it. And so we would do without because we didn't need it. But there was no, I think when G.I. Joes came out, the full-size figure ones, I think we let it be known that we wanted those. But, yeah, there was none of that other stuff. So, text message came in, probably a Merry Christmas. So it's the night before Christmas, and all through the house. Mom and Dad are sitting downstairs, and my brother and I come down for our open Christmas Eve. Before we go to bed, we can open a present. It was silly too because we would have to open the present and then go to bed. So you're already excited about Christmas and the presents in the morning and all that kind of stuff, and then you get the brand new thing that you really can't play with until tomorrow anyway, till Christmas anyway. So it kind of has a little to it when you do it to the kid. But that's the way it was, and that's how we played it. So my brother goes through and he picks up every package and he listens and he shakes and he finds the package that he wants. And I, of course, in turn do the same thing. I was older, so I waited until after he had picked his, and then I picked mine. And there were lots of presents. My parents would fill underneath the tree. So I go through and I pick up the heaviest package. It's nice. It's compact. It's about like this and about that thick. And it is, I want to open this so bad. I'm almost peeing my pants. And my parents are going, are you sure? You only get to open one. That's the rule. And I don't really think you want to open that one tonight. I'm like, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Because I thought they were trying to hold off on the best one for Christmas, and I was going to get the best one now. I was like, no, really, I do. They're like, well, we're telling you ahead of time. If you open that present, after we've warned you that it's probably not the present you want to open, then that's the present you chose, and you'll have to live with that until tomorrow. And I'll go, okay, no problem, okay, yeah, I want to open this one. So my brother opens his up, and he had gotten a kind of a helicopter thing. You had a joystick, and it was a balloon, and the joystick moved a fan, and the fan blew air on the balloon and caused it to lift up, and you could make it land and move all over. Very cool. Remote control by air, very cool. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So I couldn't wait to get into mine. So I ripped it open as quickly as I could. I just snapped through the bow, and I ripped it open as quickly as I could. And what I had was a 2-pound block of wax. No explanation. 2-pound brick of wax. Now my parents said, "We told you." And I said, "Well, there's more to this present than this. There has to be. So I should be able to open the present that goes along with this, if there is one." I said, "Sorry. One present." So I went to sleep with a 2-pound block of wax on my nightstand. And it was harder to get to sleep because I couldn't figure out what in the hell would a 10-year-old kid do with a 2-pound block of wax. Well, you guessed it. I've always been kind of a crafts person, and in the morning, when Christmas time came around and I opened my presents, I found a rock polishing machine. You put rocks inside, and you would spin it, and there's all kinds of findings and stuff, so you can make necklaces and bracelets and rings, and a candle making kit that would melt the wax that I had gotten the night before. So it was a great present. Certainly something I was going to need. But in my zeal to get the best present that there was, I foolishly opened a brick of candle wax. So that's my Yuletime night before Christmas story. And Frank, I think it's great. I don't know what your religious leanings are. I kind of get the impression that at least you or your wife are Jewish. And I think it's wonderful, if that's the case, that you still engage in the tradition of Christmas with a Christmas tree and presents for Aurora, and perhaps for one another. And instead of viewing it as a Christian holiday, just viewing it as a seasonal holiday, I think is great. Nobody has to miss out on anything. So I think that's wonderful. And secondly, that tree that you've got. My parents owned a ceramic shop, and I managed the ceramic shop, and I also worked downstairs pouring the greenware. And I bet you I have poured 1,000 of those trees. And it's good to see people still put those trees up and use them. And I've often thought about going out and buying the mold again, and some other special molds that I like, and just pouring them in my garage and selling the greenware, or actually doing the entire thing. I have to have a kiln in order to fire them and stuff, but I could do everything else. Very well versed in ceramics and porcelain. So, hey, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a great day, a wonderful meal. You know, it's really not a break for Mom, is it? Christmas and Christmas Eve are when she probably works the hardest, cooking meals and stuff for the family. And I know it's very fulfilling, but imagine one day out of the year where you know you're going to be cooking all day long. Be sure to show her a little extra attention. Until next time, Merry Christmas, and you be well.